Can you find the hidden secret in this scene? What about this one? Well, I spent 40 hours rewatching all of Jujutsu Kaisen at 0.25 times speed and found some of the craziest secrets you probably missed. For example, if we go all the way back to the first episode of season 1, when Yuji kicks this cursed spirit, it starts bleeding. However, if you look really closely, you will notice some cursed letters hidden in the cursed spirit's blood. Then, if you fast forward to this scene, where Yuji destroys its arm and pause it at exactly 20 minutes and 35 seconds, you will spot even more cursed letters hidden in the background. But that's not all, because 37 seconds later, when Yuji consumes Sukuna's finger, if you take a good look at Sukuna's eyes right after taking control of Yuji's body, you will notice this human-like figure. This is a cool little detail made by the animator signifying that there are two souls sharing the same body, with Yuji being the one trapped inside. Did you know there are tons of secrets hidden in the opening theme songs? For example, in the first opening of season 1, at exactly 1 minute and 16 seconds, you will notice an artwork featuring Yuji, Junpei, Megumi, and Gojo in the background. However, this scene changes across the 3 separate episodes. The first change occurs in episode 3, with Nobara and Masamichi added to the art. The second change happens in episode 6, with Maki, Panda, Toge, Shoko, and Kiyotaka joining the cover. And the third final change takes place in the 9th episode, with Nanami and Todo being included. But that's not the only secret hidden in this scene. Turns out it is actually based off an artwork called the Luncheon on the Grass, which was made by the famous French painter Claude Monet. Although this secret is really cool, this next secret is even cooler. If you compare the ending of the first opening of episode 3 with that of episode 13, you will notice a huge difference. In the ending of episode 13's opening, if you look really closely, you will notice that Yuji is crying. This could be because of Junpei's death, which is just really heartbreaking. Moving on, if we pause episode 2, right here, you will notice Yuji putting up a poster of a blonde woman. After doing some research, I discovered that this poster is a direct reference to Jennifer Lawrence. Gege once mentioned in the official Jujutsu Kaisen fanbook that Yuji is a huge fan of hers. Although these secrets were really hard to find, this was just the first level. Next, we are moving into even more insane hidden secrets that would blow your mind. Starting with this scene from the 4th episode of season 1, when Sukuna unleashes his domain expansion for the first time. If you watch this scene at 0.25 times speed and pause it at exactly this moment, you will notice a reflection of Sukuna wearing Yuji's outfit on the floor and prison walls behind him. It turns out that this is the real image of Sukuna's domain, while the one you're seeing on top is a metaphorical representation of Sukuna in his kimono made by the animators. Another cool secret was hidden in episode 23, when Megumi fights the Finger Bearer cursed spirit. As they battle, the Finger Bearer uses an attack that seems oddly familiar. After rewatching season 2, I realized I was right. It turns out this attack is strikingly similar to Sukuna's fire arrow attack, which he used against Jogo in the Shibuya arc. While that's a pretty cool detail, this next one is even cooler. While watching the second opening of season 1 at 0.25 times speed, I discovered 2 little secrets. The first one appears at the beginning of the opening, at exactly the 4th second. You can spot a one-eyed black cat, which might not seem like much at first. However, this is actually a reference to the one-eyed cat avatar that Gege uses. The second secret, however, is even more mind-blowing. At exactly 31 seconds, if you take a close look at the scene, you will notice that everyone is dressed in black, suggesting they are attending a funeral. But if you look even closer, you will notice that Nanami is the only one wearing a white outfit. Why is that? Well, in Japanese and Chinese cultures, white, or shiro, in Japan symbolizes death, which might have been a crazy foreshadowing of Nanami's death. In season 2, if you skip to this scene at Kyoto Jujutsu High, you will notice a well-labeled periodic table hidden in the background. This likely means nothing, but it's still a cool detail showing that they do teach subjects beyond just cursed-related topics. While watching the show at 0.25 times speed, I discovered something incredible. The Zenin family home is actually modeled after a real place in Japan called Kodakara-yu. But the surprises don't end there, as the Zenin family's cursed warehouse is also designed similarly to the Enoshima Iwaya cave. Man, this level of detail is amazing! And with that, we're done with the second level of hidden secrets. Let's move on to the mind-blowing secrets hidden in the third level. Like for example, in the Jujutsu Kaisen movie 0, during the Maki Yuta school scene, if you look really closely at the license plate of Gojo's car, you will notice the numbers 12-075. The first 4 numbers, 12-07, represents Gojo's birthday, 12 being December, since December is the 12th month, and 07, meaning the 7th day of December. The final digit, 5, references Gojo's name, as Gojo translates to 5th Street in Japanese. If we go all the way back to the 7th episode of season 1, you will notice this cool little secret. If you slow down this scene where Yuji is watching a movie and pause it at exactly this moment, you will notice this character. Turns out, this character's name is Frodo from the iconic series Lord of the Rings. In the second opening for season 1, you will notice this scene where Mahito is blowing some bubbles. This is actually a reference to 18th century plasterwork, death blowing bubbles, at a former chapel in Germany, which is just an insane level of detail made by the animators. But this is not the only time the animators have added some crazy details. At the beginning of the second season, we are introduced to Gojo's backstory as a student. During this scene where Principal Yaga shows Gojo his laptop, we can see that it is actually running on a Windows XP operating system. This is actually a very cool detail made by the animators, as Gojo's backstory takes place in 2006, and during that time, Windows XP was the most used operating system. Before we cover the most impossible to find secrets in the final level, let's quickly cover the 4th level, which contains some insane secrets as well, like this one. During the Gojo and Geto breakup, if you pause at this scene, you will notice that they are standing in front of a store named KIC. After doing some research, I found out that this store was a direct reference to KFC. But that's not all, because the official KFC Twitter page tweeted about the breakup, making the scene a whole lot more memorable. While rewatching some episodes of season 2 at 0.25 times speed, I couldn't help but notice this weird detail with Teen Gojo's eyes. There are times when his eyes are glowing and other times when they're not. Why is that? Well, whenever his eyes are glowing, it means that his curse technique, Infinity, is active. While when his eyes are not, that means it's not active. However, after his fight with Toji, when Gojo reaches adulthood, we can see that Gojo's eyes are always glowing, indicating that his Infinity is always active. This is a cool detail made by the animators, showing us Gojo's development with his powers. Next, let's talk about this creepy secret that was present in the hidden inventory arc. During the scene where Utahime is looking around the cursed building, if you look closely, we can see a rope hanging above a chair, indicating someone may have committed suicide. And if we skip to this scene where Utahime finds this room, we can see some tally marks drawn all over the walls, indicating that someone may have done this to keep track of time before eventually dying. But before we go into another scary Easter egg, if you're having a great time so far and want to be entered into our video shoutout giveaway, simply subscribe, then comment "I subbed" and you'll be entered. This shoutout giveaway goes to @Celebrity Net Worth and Lifestyle. Thanks for being part of the family. Let's get back to the Easter eggs. While watching the show at 0.25 times speed, I found 2 hidden Easter eggs made by the animators. In the 7th episode of season 2, at this exact moment, you will notice a ghost face cameo from the movie Scream hidden in the background. If you hit pause, 5 minutes later, you will notice this character is dressed up as Mai Sakurajima from Bunny Girl Senpai. And now we have finally reached the 5th level and prepare to get your mind blown by the insane secrets I found. For example, in the second opening of season 2, while watching at 0.25 times speed, I found not 1, but 5 secrets hidden in the background, like this one, at exactly 41 seconds. If you look closely, you will notice this cool painting of Jogo and Dagon hidden in the background. And 1 second later, you will notice another painting of Mahito and Hanami hidden in the background. The second secret, however, is even crazier, because judging by what episode you're watching, you might notice some differences. In episode 6, at exactly 1 minute and 19 seconds, you will notice that Shibuya seems to be okay. However, if you skip to episode 20, we can see Shibuya has been destroyed by Sukuna. Another detail can be found in the opening of episode 6. We can see all the sorcerers present in the Shibuya arc. However, in episode 20, they are nowhere to be found, which is just a crazy detail made by MAPPA. Moving on to the 4th secret. In episode 20, if you pause at exactly 1 minute and 5 seconds, you will notice Shoko sitting in the background. However, in episode 23, this scene of Shoko is changed to Yuta. For the 5th secret, at exactly 1 minute and 3 seconds, we can see Nobara holding her left eye, which is the eye she eventually loses in episode 19. Man, MAPPA sure did Nobara dirty with that scene. Now those are some crazy secrets. If you want to see something even crazier, then check out this video. Go on, click it.